Good morning. Just after 7 o'clock, we welcome you into another edition of Tee2Green. We're live and on the air here on WGR Sports Radio 550 and also on our video stream at Tee2G Buffalo. We're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube, and we're live on X at Tee2G. Thanks for being with us. I'm Brian Colsey, along with PGA Pro Jeff Meadis. Kevin Sylvester going to be with us in just a little bit. He is down working at the FedEx Cup St. Jude Championship going on down in Memphis. He's on the stream this week for PGA Tour Live, so we'll have that coming up here in just a little bit at 7:30. We're with you for 2 hours today, 7 to 9. We've got some Bills talk during our second hour. We'll sprinkle in some golf, too, along with local coverage. 1 o'clock with the Bills and the Carolina Panthers. But we're happy to be with you here live today at Gowanda Country Club. Is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Thanks again, Michelob Ultra, a big partner with our show this year. They brought us to Gowanda this week. Jeff Meadis, good morning.
Good morning. Beautiful ride out here this morning. It was cool to get out here at Gowanda. I've been here in a little while, and as a PJ professional, it's nice to get out to this club. It's now rain, put car for a long time here at this beautiful, very pastoral. It's a beautiful morning. It's just a super pretty place to be. Right?
We took the ride from Amherst and
yes,
got a chance to watch the sunrise as we came in here today. And
yeah,
I'm looking forward to being here and talking to some of our guests. We'll have Paul Agone, the great PGA Pro, here coming up but also over the course of these 2 from Jeff, as we obviously are here to help you get better with your well, check tour report coming up and some news get them happening. So we'll do all that here as the FedEx Cup playoffs gets in the first 3. They're down to the final 70. So exciting time of the PGA Tour here with a couple of weeks to go.
Yeah, and Scotty Scheffler seemed to want his mark on this tournament this week, so it'll be fun to watch Scotty and see what goes on this week. And yeah.
All right. I know we got a little echo in our. Yeah. But we might have to. But hopefully, through. Let's take a quick break.
Let's take a.
Get it set up here before because set feedback's a little rough here. So time out from Gowanda Country Club. Connection is set to go. Yeah, we'll leave it here from Gowanda Country Club in our visit by Michelob Ultra. We'll take a timeout. Be right back and get this going here on Tee2Green on WGR. All right, 7:08 is the time. We welcome you back here on WGR, live on Tee2Green. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We seem to be, hopefully, having a better signal now to connect with you. So hopefully, Dan, let us know back in our studios, Dan Dale producing, if something changes or if you need us to take another break. But I think, at least in our ears, it sounds much better. Brian Koziel, PGA Pro, Jeff Meadus, Kevin Sylvester, again, covering the first round of the PGA Tour playoffs. We'll have him coming up in just a little bit. But we're happy to be here today at Gowanda Country Club up on their beautiful patio. Again, our visit to Gowanda today presented by Michelob Ultra. And we're pleased to be joined by the PGA Pro here, longtime PGA Pro, Paul Agone. Paul, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Gowanda Country Club.
Yeah, thanks for having us here,
Yes.
Paul. Beautiful day as always. We enjoyed our ride in.
Yes, all's well here at Gowanda. The sun will be rising soon, and it's a beautiful day.
Yeah. So give us a little background on the course. I know you've been here quite a bit of years here, a long time.
I've been here 41 years. I came here when I came here from Elma Meadows, working with Jack Henrich and Donna Henrich at Woods Wedges. And it's ironic that Donna was here a couple weeks ago to play in a tournament, and she's one of the main sponsors of Woods Wedges of your program. Still the best place for club repair and the fitting, and that's where I started, and I've been here ever since, 41 years.
Yeah, I remember when they were on Main and Sheridan. And,
Yes,
Jack
yes.
would give me clubs as a kid. And,
Yes, a standalone store, and now they're in the Whirly Dome, and they're doing very well.
Yeah, but we're here at Gowanda today, and it's beautiful out here. And
Yes.
and it's good to see you. 41 years as a PGA professional. It's a lot of time.
Yes.
At one place. That's
Yes.
remarkable.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And one of the things that I wanted to mention today was that I'm going to be retiring at the end of this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
There's been a rumor going around, and some members knew, some didn't. But I gave the board a letter Monday, and they kind of kept it on wraps. Sonia, our manager, first secret she's ever kept, I think, for over a week. And the letter said, please accept this as formal notification of my intention to retire as the PGA Golf Professional for Gowanda Country Club at the close of the 2026 season. It has been my honor and privilege to serve as your golf professional for the past 41 years. While this decision is extremely difficult, I am confident it is the right choice for my family and myself at this time. I thank Gowanda Country Club for the opportunity to be of service, and I especially wish to thank the great membership for the many years of enjoyment during my tenure. I hope I played a small role in the success of the club, and I wish nothing but the best in the future.
Well, congratulations. That's great news for you, and I'm happy for you as a PGA professional. I got here this morning, watched you put keys in the carts, put range balls on the range. You're here at the crack of dawn, and you're going to miss some of it, aren't you?
Yes, I certainly will. I'm going to miss the people. The people, the membership here is great. Always been very supportive. The board has been supportive. Work with some great people. And I'm going to miss the people. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. And Paul, I know just from coming here to play from time to time myself, I know you've made it such a welcoming atmosphere. I'm sure that's probably what people really love about coming here, is that you've made it a place that people want to be at.
Yes, I hope so. One of our meetings, someone mentioned that the face of the club is usually the PGA professional.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at it that way. I mean, it's a team. You have the food and beverage. You have the grounds department. But the golf, the professional is the face of the club.
Yeah, I agree with you. You've set the tone here. You've created the atmosphere. You're the one that promotes and stimulates golf, and Gowanda's done well under your tenure. As long I've known you a long time.
Oh yes,
and the club has thrived for a long time. And it's always a large part to the PGA professional. And, and the team that you've created around here.
Yeah. I mean, we have over 400 members. There's even a short waiting list. Ever since COVID, golf is booming. And the same here at Gowanda, most of our members, the drive 20 minutes, half an hour to get here is not unusual. And once you're here, it's just a beautiful place. People are all friendly, and everybody plays with anybody else. And
it's a great golf course.
Of course, it is in great shape. And no one would stay here 41 years if it wasn't for the people.
Exactly.
The members.
Paul Agone with us, the PGA Pro. Yes, congratulations. 41 years, going to be retiring here at the end of the year. How about tell people maybe that aren't familiar with the golf course a little bit about it? What makes it maybe unique? What do you like about it?
Yeah, the course is a lot of elevated greens. So this course started with some of the businessmen from Gowanda who were driving to South Shore and whatnot in Hamburg for golf. And they in 1956 they started looking for a piece of land. They found this spot, and then they started with a 9-hole course. And then about 6 years after that, they bought some more land and made it 18. And then like 15 years ago, we changed the 15th hole into a par 5 so that we would have a par 72, 36 on each side. And our current superintendent, Rick Johnson, does a great job. The course is great condition.
And now you have some new features too. We're walking around the practice facility here. It's outstanding.
Yes. So our short game area right here, as you see, that we just started using in June. This has been like a 3 or 4 year project to revamp the driving range. We moved the cart path on number 1. The first tee is a little bit different. Planted some trees here, and then the bunker and the short game chipping area. And our tee up on the driving range is gigantic, and it's really working out very, very nicely.
Yeah. I noted that with Jeff this morning. We walked up there. The size of that range is great. I mean, you're going to be able to hit off great turf all the time with the way you can rotate that around.
Yes.
And you have a artificial turf at the back edge of the tee,
very back.
Yeah, so you're set to go there.
So in the spring or whatever, or some of our Monday tournaments, we have them hitting off the mat, and it works out fine. You can see the tee is taking a lot of hits up there.
Yeah. Well, you got 400 members.
Yes.
They're going to hit a lot of balls.
Yes, and they enjoy practicing, and it's working out very, very well.
Well, shout out to your team and the superintendent, Rick Johnson. I'm sure Rick played a big role in all this.
Yes, he sure did. Yes. Yeah. All this work was done in-house by his crew. We had a dozer did some of the work that where the tee was higher than it is now. It was higher, and we knocked it down, filled in the pond on the second hole, and pushed everything down to level it out, and it's worked out very, very well.
Yeah, I think, having that ability to come and work on your short game. I mean, I know, Jeff, you talk about it all the time.
Yep.
If people are interested in cutting strokes off their game quick, it's always the short game is the thing that you always say, go to that first.
Yeah, where are the best players? The best players are the best players from 120 yards in. We used to say 100, but they hit it so far, and everybody hits it so far, so we say 120.
Yeah,
with your wedges.
Yes,
Yeah. And you've probably given a few, you got to know every tree on this lot.
Oh, yes, I sure do. Yeah.
And everybody from the neighborhood, you walk through these doors for all those years, and all the friendships you've created with your members.
Absolutely. That's going to be tough although the club was very generous and gave me a lifetime membership.
Well, I kind of assumed that.
That's great.
My wife, Linda, says now you can spend more time here.
Right, yeah.
Yes, she just appreciates that. But, it's the people that make the place.
Yeah, it'll be weird to walk in here and not go behind the counter or go in the bag room and grab some clubs.
It certainly will, or put some keys in the cards. It's going to be hard.
Tee2Green live here at Gowanda Country Club. We're with PGA Pro Paul Agone, again, announcing after 41 years retiring, but we're happy for him and congratulations. But being here at Gowanda, again, one of these gems down here in the South Towns, a really, really great spot to play. And I know he said small membership waiting list, but again, if you want membership information, we've got it on our video stream. You can go to gowandacc.com for details. Again, if you want to maybe get some membership information about getting started here.
Well, I think to the point we're talking about how a staff creates a culture. We just had some of your wife's lovely pastries, maybe a couple more than I should have had. And that's the kind of spirit. I've known Paul forever. I used to work at Tri-County.
Yes, right down the road.
That kind of culture, that warmth, and that friendliness is always what was created here. And I'm happy, and I'm super happy for you.
Yeah,
Paul, what would you say from your days going all the way back to Alma Meadows to now? Like, what has changed in the golf industry the most in your eyes in terms of maybe even just how your job has changed?
Yeah, it's more of a business now. I can remember at our meetings in the spring and our section meetings, and it was like a fraternity, a group of guys, and everybody in golf is likable. All the fellow PGA professionals are.
You kind of got to be.
They're a fun group of guys.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit more about money, which is okay.
Yeah.
And golf is booming. It's.
I thought we used to reciprocate more. We used to send groups and bomb guys around, and we get together on Mondays and play, and off days and play together.
Right.
And now it seems there's more going on, and I think the demands of the jobs have changed too. There's less emphasis on golf for the professionals and more on the business administration and the running of the day to day. Where when you and I were coming up, you had to play. But playing was a huge part of playing with the members all the time.
Yes. Now sometimes you don't have time to play. It's scheduling events. We have a busy Monday schedule. Every Monday from May to the middle of October is booked with a tournament.
Yeah, which is a good problem to have. Yes.
Yes, it is. Yep. Yes. And tee times and whatnot, and taking care of 400 members. it takes a lot of time, and it takes you away from other things that used to be in the business years ago, when it was more of a fraternity, a fun type thing, and now it's dollar signs and business.
Yeah, they used to not let the pros in the clubhouse. I'm not that old, but yeah.
Well,
I remember those stories.
yeah, I mean, post-COVID, we know a younger generation and a lot of other people took to golf that have really, I guess, opened up, as it would be in any realm of the world. Hey, there's a new set of people here that are interested in our activity, and we know that means business too, Paul. But it also you've probably your membership's probably gotten younger over the years too here, as
yes,
late, right?
Definitely has, yes. So some of our members from 4 years ago now have had kids, and their kids have had kids, and one of my employees years ago, Brad Parker, he's a professional in South Carolina. He worked for me when he went to Eden High School. Now he's got a daughter who's going to be starting college.
Yeah,
it's just, that's life. That's how things go, and makes you feel old. But
yeah, but it's also we talk. It's a lot of work, but it's also a great job to have. I mean, to be outside with people all day and around a great game of golf. I can't imagine you'd ever want to change a minute of it.
No, everyone loves the game. My father taught me the game, and I remember playing at Attica, and we'd be finishing, it'd be dark, and he would put a towel or a handkerchief around the cup so we could just see where the cup was on the last hole at Attica. And those are memories that you'll always have, and that's what golf is all about. Those memories with family, and it's just a great sport. The greatest sport.
And you have some family here, I see.
Yes, my wife and daughter are here.
You didn't know about the daughter, huh?
The surprise visit. Yes, I didn't know that. Yes, it was a surprise.
That's pretty cool.
Part of, I'm sure, also, you as Jeff, working different hours, weekends, long hours, you got to have good family support. So I'm sure you're grateful to them as well.
Yes, very much. Yes.
You better say that. They're looking at you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Otherwise, you won't get any of those pastries, Paul. That Linda made. Those were great this morning.
We joke that Sonia's my work wife and Linda's my real wife, and Sonia and I have broken up many times, but Linda's always there, very supportive. She might want to say a few things, but we probably won't let her.
Yeah, we don't have we have limited time.
Yeah.
That's great. PGA Pro Paul going with us here from Gowanda Country Club on Tee2Green. We're with you for 2 hours today, 7 to 9. We'll have some Bills talk actually in the second hour. It's the first Bills preseason game today. Not too far from here, up the road in Orchard Park at the new stadium with the Bills and the Panthers. Kevin Sylvester is going to join us in about 10 minutes. He's working this week for PGA Tour Live. If you're watching on the stream, you can hear Kevin the first week of the PGA Tour playoffs. We'll have that coming up here. And also later on in the show, we'll get Jeff Meadis's Western New York PGA tip of the week. Paul, you've also been, I know, a supporter of hosting junior golf events here too. I know you have high schools that play here. I know we had the ECIC boys high school golf tournament here last year too. So kudos to you for doing that. I know that's one thing Jeff and I are big about. Part of the reason we do the show, we want to grow the game, and I have a son that's involved in high school golf, and he loves it. So kudos to you for getting juniors. I know that's important to you.
Too. Yes. In fact, we're working on the in October this year the section championship again. They were here a few years ago, and we're working on that with Matt Adams from Holland, and we hope to be hosting that.
Oh, great!
That could be my last event that we host. And
that'd be appropriate.
Then that would be. Yes. Then I'll fade into the sunset.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Yeah.
I think you mentioned it. Elevated greens, like in terms of the golf course itself, like that.
Yes.
When I come to play it, I know that's a challenge in terms of maybe like the pin position when it's a little smaller and they're elevated and missing in certain spots. Even, I guess right away to the first hole, for those that might even know the first hole here. Like if you are a little short with your approach shot, it could come all the way down the hill.
Yes, and if you're a little bit long, it's going to roll down the hill behind the green. Yeah, so this course isn't really long. And when we host some of our bigger tournaments, you look at the scorecard and you think, it's a piece of cake. There's no problem, but it gives everybody a challenge. We've had Buffalo District tournaments here, and it's a course where you don't need your driver all the time, but keeping it in play and around the greens is very, very tricky.
It's around the greens that challenges you here.
Yes,
it seems like
That's the protection for the golf course.
Why is Scotty Scheffler number one in the world? Not necessarily. I mean, of course, they all hit it far. Distance is important, but why is he number one? distance control, his approach shots in terms of his distance to the hole proximity is always the best in the world. That would be a feature here that would come into play when you're playing Gowanda.
Yeah, we always talk about, what's your carry distance of the golf ball, right? And that's the most important thing. People get in the track, man, and they think, well, I hit it this way. But they're looking at the rollout distance. It's how far do you carry? And he's super, super good at controlling the distance of his golf shots. And you have to be here because you want to be pin high or below the pin. You don't want to be putting downhill all the time, like a lot of facilities. So yeah, distance control. That's why you work on your fundamentals, so you strike the ball solidly and can control your trajectory. If you can't control how high you hit it, you don't control how far you hit it.
Yeah, and I think even that, okay, I've got, let's just say 120 to the pin, but maybe with a smaller green or an elevated green, I know I can't go any more than 125, and I've got to get it at least 115. Like you only have that plus or 5 kind of minus window there, so that distance control is really important.
Well, then you can't control your spin, right, Paul? Because if I hit it 125 and I got too much spin on it, it's just zipping back off the green, and I'm in trouble anyway.
Yes, a lot of these greens will do that.
Yes, so you probably got to hit a lot of bunt, knockdown to control your spin all the way around the golf course.
And here, you'd much rather be short of the flag than long. Like number 9, if you go over the green on 9, that's a difficult up and down from there.
Difficult, pretty good way to describe it.
In the front, would be much easier.
Yeah. Some of the holes on the back 9, I love, Paul, that the second par 3, number 13. I love the 3 different tee boxes that you guys have.
Yes,
that's such a unique feature, having that, because it's like almost 3 different holes depending upon where the tee.
Yes, yeah. And that green was rebuilt when we changed 15 into a par 5. 17 and 13 greens were rebuilt at that time also. And that's kidney shaped green, and there's some tough pin positions. And actually, Rick Abarico was here last week in a tournament and had a hole-in-one there.
Rick did?
Yes.
Rick still playing?
He came up. Yeah, he came up and he had a show off and have a hole-in-one on the 13th hole.
Rick's a retired PGA professional.
Absolutely.
For the people listening don't know, he was been around for a long time. Yep.
Yes.
He's an old timer.
And Springville, right down the street where Angie was, and so Rick was here and he's doing very well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so I know you said small waiting list for membership, but if people though do want to inquire about membership information, should they go to the website? Go on to CC.
The website. Yes, they could call the Pro Shop 337-2100, and we give them information to have them come out here and check out the course. We're happy to have them, and they'll be members here maybe next year when I'm not here. But
that's their loss.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. So
thank you.
Let's give advice to the next PGA Pro here. So for the next guy that's going to be here for the next 41 years, what would you say they've got to do right?
Yeah, you got to take care of the people. You got to have fun doing your job. I mean, everybody loves golf and loves the game of golf. So it's a fun time. It's, you enjoy coming to work. You just the ride here from Hamburg or whatever is enjoyable.
Yep.
But you got to take care of the people and treat everyone as you'd like to be treated. That's probably the best thing.
And good luck making 41 years. Yeah, that's awful hard to do. Yeah, you got to be really, really good at your job and really, really popular with your membership.
One thing I know, Tim Freeze from Glen Oak, we always talk with him. He says, you're not in the golf business, you're in the people business. He said that. I know that. I've heard him say that a few times.
Yeah,
that echoes what you're saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, it's all about the people.
Sure. Yeah. Well, they're going to have a hard time replacing you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Paul, congratulations again on a wonderful career, and we're happy to be here today and get a chance to talk about your wonderful golf course and your wonderful career. So, good luck with what is next. I hope you get to play now a little bit more. Now you'll have more free time.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Monday events.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, great. Paul going here from Gowanda Country Club. Again, GowandaCC.com. If you want details on the course, they've got a nice bar and restaurant. You can get membership information as well there. You can go to the website and find all that. Again, you can contact Sonia, the GM, 337-2100. Okay, we will take a time out here on Tee2Green. When we come back on WGR, we'll talk to Kevin Sylvester. He is covering the FedEx St. Jude Championship down in Memphis. We'll bring Kevin in to talk about the first leg of the PGA Tour playoffs. We'll get Jeff's tip of the week. We got some Bills talk coming up. Sal Capaccio is going to join us actually in our second hour from the stadium. He's there getting ready for the Bills and the Panthers today. Along with Jeff Meadus, I'm Brian Colzio. We're live at Gowanda Country Club. To Gowanda today, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. We'll take a time out here from Gowanda and be back with more Tee2Green right after this time out. Welcome back to Gowanda Country Club. Tee2Green rolling on. Our visit to Gowanda today brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Big thanks to PGA Pro Paul Lagone, and congratulations to him announcing after 41 years, going to retire at the end of this year. So
hey, just let his board know Monday. Yeah, congratulations.
That is awesome. Very good. All right, it is time for the PGA Tour leaderboard. The FedEx St. Jude Championship going down in Memphis, where it's like 200 degrees. The only thing hotter is Scotty Scheffler. He shot a 61 yesterday. 3-shot lead on Victor Hovland and Sungjae Im. We'll get to the leaderboard here, and we'll get to our Champions Tour report and LPGA report in a little bit. But let's get right to Kevin Sylvester here, who's joining us on the line. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, guys, and I'm glad I'm working out of the PGA Live studios this week and not on the ground for PGA Tour Radio.
Oh my goodness, I know. I was thinking this week, I'm like, I couldn't remember. And then I heard you on the stream. I was like, oh, Kevin's happy to be doing the stream and not on course this week. It is hot. Before we get to Scheffler, Kevin, I mean, that's a story. It's kind of been a story when they go to Memphis here. I mean, going to Memphis in the middle of August, I guess you could expect these temperatures, but I know there were some kind of even some worries about how it might affect everybody there, including just the safety of, caddies and all the people that are working the event.
Well, let me tell you, I've been there for that event twice when it just used to be the World Golf Championship. They played it in June, and it was steamy then. 96 degrees, humidity felt like 100. So the issue is, I mean, you've got to, guys are moving a little slower, but really it's the practice. You don't spend as much time practicing because you need to conserve your energy, your hydration, and get your rest and not be out in the heat. So guys will have abbreviated practice sessions leading up to it. And then, even after the round, they may not hit balls. They may not spend as much time warming up there. And it hits different for sure.
Yeah. Well, Scotty Scheffler obviously handling it well so far, Kevin. 61 yesterday. Right now up by 3 going into the weekend. We know there's still only 50% of the way through, but it feels like this is Scotty's tournament to lose. If he can just be on his game, he could be hosting the trophy here come Sunday.
Yeah, out of his 20 victories, he's won 9 times. 9 times when he's had 36-hole lead. So, nearly half of his tournaments have come when he's been in the lead. He usually crescendos. So if I were, the rest of the field, I'd be concerned that he's just going to keep. I don't know how he can get better from yesterday. I mean, that was pretty incredible, and you kind of feel it coming. Like we haven't had a round where Scotty's just started throwing darts everywhere, and he did yesterday. And it was because he found the fairway,
and he's making the putts.
Yeah. Well, but in round 1, he only found 4 fairways, so it's hard to get the ball close because you can't spin it. You can't control the spin out of the rough. Well, he found fairways yesterday, and he was able to control the spin and hit it tight. And you know what? I love that he went after the flagstick on 18. His eagle putt on 16 came up about a foot short. Tapped in for birdie because my analyst Steve Scott and was kind of joking. Hey, if he knocks us in for eagle, we could be looking at 59. And I was like, well, you got 2 hard holes. Well, he birdied 17 after birdieing 16, and then he had 150 yards on 18 and flew it right over top of the flagstick. I mean, he fired at it. Good for him. Had a 16-footer that didn't go down to shoot 60, but he tied the course record at 61, and it was a great round. Think about this. He also made 2 bogeys during the round with 11 birdies. Wow. That's pretty incredible.
Kev, is there anybody, I mean, with the lead, is he the toughest player on tour right now to chase down once they have the lead?
It's either him or Rory, right? I mean, what a limb I went out on there.
Yeah,
the best players.
But I think Rory might get. I feel you get more variability sometimes than with Scotty.
Sure.
Yeah, when he's got the lead.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to have that killer mentality, which they both do, and a few other guys do. If you're looking at people that chase him down, right? Like, can they be chased down? There's 2 guys I see on that leaderboard, and the closer one is Victor Hovland, because he did it a few years ago at the BMW Championship at Olympia Fields when he had an incredible final round. I think it was 62 to beat Scotty Scheffler. He could do it, and a guy like Wyndham Clark, I think, has the toughness to go out there and do it. But you're going to have to go super low, and this golf course is just going to get more firm and fast, which makes it hard to chase after the leader.
Kevin Sylvester, part of our Tee2Green team. Of course, you can catch him on PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus on the stream this week as he's covering the FedEx St. Jude Championship. We mentioned McIlroy, Kevin. They were playing together, and geez, I mean, would you have thought there would be a 15-shot difference between the 2 of them here? What did you see from Rory, and maybe just your thoughts on that he's struggling here so far? He's in 60th place right now.
Yeah, I mean, after round 1, 2, he was essentially dead last because Bob McIntyre withdrew with a knee injury after shooting 82, which doesn't seem possible. He hadn't played since the Open Championship. He hadn't really swung a club since the Open Championship. There's a video of him at a club since the Open Championship, dancing and living life as which. Hey, why can't he go right and have a good time? But anyway, so he hadn't really played. It's not a golf course that he's had great success at. There was some question whether he's going to even play here. And he was kind of a late commit to do so. And so I think Rory's just trying to get the game back, get the swing back. I think he came here knowing he wasn't going to be at his best, but I did not expect it to be like that for McIlroy. He's searching for it a little bit out there. He'll find it. I think he'll find it this weekend at some point, and he'll be ready to go for the BMW next week in St. Louis.
Kevin, can you give us a breakdown just for those that maybe aren't as familiar? Because the playoffs have changed here over the last few years. Each year there's like a little update here and there of just, I know they're at 70 players right now. Maybe just kind of how the 3 weeks play out.
Yeah, I mean, the top 70 make the playoffs, and their cards are secured for next year, so they don't have to play the fall schedule to keep their tour card for next year. And again, that's probably going to change a bit going into 2028 with the Championship Series and the Challenger Series that they're discussing. But we'll just focus on what it means now. So top 70 are playing this week. Then the top 50 players, and it's a point system, will make it to the BMW Championship, and those 50 get into all the signature events next year. So there's a lot on the line to make in the top 50. And then after the BMW Championship next week, the top 30 players make the Tour Championship, and they all start at 0. They have a chance to win the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup. So that's the system now, and the points are different this year. Used to be, if you won this week, you got 2,000 points. I mean, your ticket's punched, and it went by a point system. Well, now it is only 750 points to the winner. So the points are all smaller. So, matter of fact, a guy like Rory McIlroy, who came in at I think he was 2 FedEx Cup points, is in it. He had great standing there. Well, his performance has pushed him down to like 13. So I think part of that's the reason why he showed up. Like, hey, wait, the points are different. Like, I want to make sure I'm going to have enough to make it to the Tour Championship, which he will be, because there's no cut. You're going to earn points,
right?
In this event and next week. So he'll be there, but the point system's a little different. So it's pretty volatile. Players can play their way in, they can play their way out. Got to watch on the bubble Brian Harmon, who started the day 66 yesterday. I think he finished the day 51. So as the guy who can play his way in this weekend, just one of the players that can do so. Usually there's 5 that go in, 5 that go out. Usually around that area. Keith Mitchell, another guy to watch too.
And Jordan Spieth, we know, after had a very good first day, shot a 65. He's one of those guys, I think, also around that 50 mark, Kev. He's tied for 5th, -6, so in contention here. Spieth, obviously, we know, has a world-class resume, multiple majors. We know he's a PGA Championship away from a Grand Slam. Still, I think, one of the faces of the PGA Tour. Very, very popular player, but his game, we know, over the last few years, up and down. This year, I feel like there's been some tournaments, Kevin, where I'm like, ooh, maybe he's getting back to that elite level, and then he'll have a bad day or a bad stretch or things like that. But where do you think Spieth's at in terms of his game here? And just, I guess, if there's anything specifically from his first 2 days, too, that you want to comment on.
Well, it's interesting, and I covered him last week on PGA Tour Live for all 4 rounds. In our coverage, and I watched him hit 3 provisionals, almost a 4th. He knocked it all over the yard at the Wyndham Championship. Matter of fact, he made this miraculous, well, we call it miraculous, normal for him, a par on the 9th hole to make the cut, to secure a spot in the playoffs. And round 1, he's bogey free. He was in control of the golf ball. But he also had a provisional in round 1. So to me, he added the distance a few years ago, and he's got some pop in the bat that he added. He's healthy. He feels he's a better golfer now, but he's hitting some errant shots. But he recovers. He's so great at recovering, and the reason why he's still the face is because he believes he can still win. He believes he can pull off any shot. He pulls off these miraculous shots, and that's why I don't think you count Jordan Spieth out, because he believes he's not out of it. And as long as he believes, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And there are players who don't. They know, like, I don't have it today here. But Jordan always thinks he has it. And he always thinks he can pull off the shot. That's why he's a great watch. It's why fans follow him. Fans love him. He's got a little moxie to him,
yeah,
which is great. He's an athlete, and I love covering him. And the only thing I don't like about him, he talks too much. Like, that's my job, Jordan. Let me talk about the shot.
No, if you were gonna tell me, like, okay, you get to mic up one player and caddy for an entire round on the PGA Tour to listen to, I think he's probably my number one choice. Him and Greller together.
There's no doubt they are the two best to do it.
Best of all time. Yeah.
yeah, they are. If you had a Hall of Fame caddy, player combination of talking, they are there. I would say an honorable mention, but they're no longer together because they parted ways. Denny McCarthy, Derek Smith, but they were like an old married couple.
Yep.
Arguing about shots, but it was entertaining. But Denny went with Gino Benali on his bag now.
Kevin Sylvester covering the FedEx St. Jude Championship. You can watch him on PGA Tour Live, ESPN Plus on the stream. We'll get those details before we let Kevin go here in a few minutes. Kevin, Tommy Fleetwood was the story of the FedEx Cup playoffs last year. Remember all the heartbreak, couldn't figure out a way to pull it through, and then he comes through and wins the Tour Championship and wins the FedEx Cup playoffs. He's also right with Spieth and Harmon, tied for fifth, minus sixth. That's a player that's popular also as well with the galleries. People like to cheer him on. But, I mean, what a story that was last year. As I was watching some of the coverage for this, I know showing some highlights of Fleetwood and his triumph last year. That was a huge moment for him.
Oh, yeah. I think, I mean, we're talking about 10,000-pound gorilla off his back, right?
Yeah.
Trying to finally get in there. Matter of fact, they did the PGA Tour produced a show. It's on the YouTube channel for the PGA Tour. It's called Tommy 25, and they spun a 2025 season and searching for that win, and it's pretty well done with the interviews and with his family and everything. And I think about that last year at the Travelers Championship. You may recall when Keegan Bradley won, right? And Tommy had the tournament Saturday night, and I was there for PGA Tour Radio, and Tommy was like my horse, right? I had Tommy to start the week, and so I had him all week long, all 4 rounds. Leaving Saturday night, I mean, the fans are chanting, Tommy, 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 leaving the golf course. Well, the forecast of storms, they went split tees and threes, which put Keegan Bradley in the final group instead of the penultimate group. And so they went from cheering Tommy to booing him on Sunday. I think that really rattled him a little bit because it was, Keegan's the hometown guy, and he's watching Keegan, pour in these ridiculous putts from like a 50-footer on 15, the place going nuts, and then he's got to putt a 15-footer while everybody's still just, chanting wildly and, picking the wrong club on the 18th hole. It was just a devastating loss, and then to see his stepson give him this big hug when he comes off the golf course, and I just felt for the guy, right? I was like, oh man. But to stay at it, I mean, that just tells you anything about the guy, right?
Yeah.
Determined to win and to pull through and do it the fashion that he did. Now, many will say, all right, well, he's got to follow that up at some point. It's so hard to do it out here. I mean, if there's any evidence that it's so hard to win again, the 2 players we've just talked about, Fleetwood finding that first one in all those close calls, and Jordan Spieth is, and it seems like forever since he's won, and he's played some great golf. Jordan said he's a way better golfer than he's been the last few years, and it's still hard to win.
Yeah.
Part of that's because a guy like Scotty Scheffler's out there.
Yep. And he's at the top. Scheffler minus 11. All right. Last one here on this tournament, Kevin. You've got Im, Hovland, Oberg, all there within striking distance. We mentioned Fleetwood, Spieth, Harmon, all tied for 5th. If any of these guys can chase down Scotty, who do you think maybe you like this weekend?
I'll say 2 guys, Victor Hovland, and don't count out Hideki Matsuyama. Hideki can put up a low one today for sure. He's won on this golf course. He's been playing great golf. Yeah, but he's been playing great golf there. It would not shock me to see Hideki throw up like a 63 today to put himself back in the hunt.
Yeah, we know he's done well in this tournament before. Yeah, I watched a little bit of him yesterday, Kevin. He was up and down. He had a lot of good opportunities to score, even better than what his score was. So I could see that happening for sure. Kevin, how can people take in your stream coverage this weekend?
All right, so ESPN Plus, I will be on. So I'm working 2 different streams this week, not at the same time, obviously, but stream.
That would be skillful. Yes,
that would be incredible. Yeah,
you could do it.
Yeah. Stream 3, I'll be on starting at 10:45 is my first shift there, and then I'll be on at noon on the for those who like to wager on golf, the BetCast. That's on, stream 4, we call it internally, but it's called the BetCast. So I go in there and we talk some of the betting lines that are out there, some of the probability of players, making pars and birdies for those who live bet. We encourage it responsibly, by the way, through DraftKings. So and it's a fun show. It's a little looser. We make fun of each other a bit on the show. We have a good time on it, and I've enjoyed doing it this year.
Well, you're an easy target to make fun of, so yeah. It's not.
I'll tell you what, and in round 1, I was 10 for 10 in calling putts. Like, hey, if you're betting this, and I'd be like, all right, this is going in. I was 10 for 10. Yesterday, I went 0 for 3. Got one right, but I was like, you know what, I'm done. I am just, some days you're putting great, some days you're not.
Yep. And well, you're getting in Jeff Blank category with those kind of numbers. It's gonna be hot next week in St. Louis too, by the way. Jeez.
Yeah, and then they finish in Atlanta. It's the humidity tour.
Yeah.
They don't like using the Northeast or the courses where it's beautiful in the summer here for the playoffs. Maybe they can. Well, I know they're going to rotate, right? So that could be happening.
Well, so yeah, that's the interesting thing, right? Like. The BMW Championship is operated by the Western Golf Association, so they kind of control where that's at, and they move that around. And that, so then there's talk about maybe going out west in prime time, but there's some partnerships involved. Coca-Cola, Southern Company, major partners, and they're based in Atlanta, where the Tour Championship is. So FedEx is based in Memphis. All that's being worked out there, but find me a place where. Besides Buffalo, where it's absolutely comfortable in the summer. And we don't have a course that can host it, by the way. So,
yeah, I know people always want to say that, and it goes much more beyond just the golf course, Kevin. I mean, you could explain the logistics and everything too here. I know we only got a minute or so, but just there's a lot more than just, hey, is the golf course good enough?
Yeah, that's why they go to Oak Hill, because they have the logistics availability. Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, but even there's been discussion like, do we have enough corporate
space,
hospitality, and the restaurants that bigwigs like to go to, and so, there's just all these things that go into it too. But yeah, if you got a great golf course like Oak Hill, and I'm not knocking our golf courses, by the way, I'm just saying like there are certain things that they look for agronomy and what they're willing to do and what they're willing to allow the tour to come in and do to a golf course. There's a couple of tracks that would have to make some enhancements, but could maybe pull it off in Buffalo, in our area.
Kevin, we'll let you finish with a nice shout out here to Paul Ago and the PGA Pro here. 41 years. He announced his retirement at the end of the year today. We're at Gowanda because of our friends at Mick Ultra, who, of course, are a big partner with our Tee2Green show. But pretty cool for someone to be a part of a golf course for 41 years.
Oh, yes. And, we filmed a TV episode there many years ago, and Paul was fantastic to work with. And, just a testament is that he's there 41 years, at a club that he's done right by the members, he's done right by ownership in the golf course, and is just doing a fantastic job there to have that longevity. That's incredible, especially in this business where things can be finicky, but that means he's done it right. And he's done right by the membership there at Gowanda, which, by the way, every time I've been there, and it's been too long since I've been there, 4-round of golf. They've always been fantastic. Brian, remember they used to have a media tournament there. That was always a great time.
I remember that.
Ralph Galani used to organize that. That was always a great time there. And what a fun golf course to play. If you're going for underrated, we got to take it off the underrated list, right? I mean, that's on the rated list. That place is pretty cool.
Yeah, and great scenery, and we enjoyed the ride in here this morning, coming down to Collins here for this trip here, and we're happy to be with you. We're happy to be here on the patio. The sun is out; it's gorgeous. So, yeah, it's a good view for us here today. And they got a brand new practice facility, short game area too, which is really really nice. So,
yeah, I was looking at the pictures you took this morning of it. It looks great.
Yeah. Check them out if people want to see it on Instagram at Tee2G Buffalo or on X as well at Tee2G Buffalo. Well, Kevin, we'll be listening to you on the stream. Enjoy the weekend here as they go from 70 to 50. Only 2 more weeks left on the PGA Tour regular season here, so we're getting down to the end.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but it goes by fast here, and should be fun. Should be fun with the playoffs here.
Yep. Thanks, Kev. Enjoy the weekend. Okay. Talk to you soon. All right, Kevin Sylvester with us here from our Tee2Green team, and again on the PGA Tour live stream on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, it's getting down.
It's going to go down to 50.
Yeah, it happens fast, 70 to 50 to 30, and yeah, that is the sweat tour here. It's going to be a few hot weeks.
I love the playoffs. I hate that it's like we're almost at the end here, because part of just my Thursday through Sunday routine as a golf nut, I just like having golf on the TV at my house when I'm just sitting around doing stuff. I like having it on the TV.
Well, you have the NFL to replace it,
That's
and then the wraparound season will start, so that'll be good. And but you won't see a lot of these players because they'll have their stuff secured for next year for all the big money events. But still fun to watch all the other players and learn about the up and comers.
Scheffler with a 61 yesterday, though. It's going to be tough to catch him.
Silly. I mean, it's just, he does. I feel like he does it 10 times a year. He shoots 63, 62, 61, yeah, all the time, and it's just those guys are so good. It's insane.
I love too that. I mean, like, he's doing this with essentially he's going to be 1 in points even if he finishes his last.
He changed the driver this week or something too. Yeah, I mean, it's just he's a gifted, talented man. He's entering the upper echelon of the greatest of all time pretty darn soon. Not the greatest of all time, but up there in that conversation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the only thing is he's not going to really gain anything by winning other than the money and the prestige and the win. But
he's a Hall of Famer.
In terms of the points, he's not going to gain anything because he's going to be one. Because remember, they reset it. For the final.
He's one.
He's going to be one.
Yeah.
So
he's still like winning.
Yeah, you still like winning and competing for sure. You're a competitor. Hey, you're at that level. You're a competitor.
Yeah.
He always we've heard him say it too. He's like, I'm here to compete, not necessarily for a legacy or a lifetime stat.
At this point, he's not playing for money.
That's right.
No.
I agree. All right, timeout from Gowanda Country Club. Again, we're here, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. When we come back, hour number 2, we're going to get Jeff's Western PGA tip of the week. Also, we've got some Bills talk coming up here as we go for 2 hours. Bills Panthers at 1 o'clock. Along with PGA Pro Jeff Meadis, I'm Brian Coleshiel. Dan Dale producing the WGR side. Jeff Blank on the Tee2G Buffalo video stream. We'll be back hour 2 from Gowanda Country Club right here on Tee2Green. All right, a highlight from yesterday, part of Scotty Scheffler's round of 61. For all of you that were listening there on WGR, we welcome you back. Hour number 2 of Tee2Green, special 2 hours. It's a Bills game day, so we figured let's go 2 hours. Let's stay on the air and talk a little Bills and golf here over the course of our 8 to 9 p.m. hour. We're here at Gowanda Country Club. Our visit to Gowanda brought to you by Michelob Ultra. I'm Brian Colsey, along with PGA Pro Jeff Meadis. That was a highlight there, courtesy of Golf Channel from Scotty Scheffler's round of 61 yesterday. He leads the FedEx St. Jude Championship by 3 over Victor Hovland and Sungjae Im. Scheffler trying to even further enhance his stranglehold on the top of the FedEx Cup standings. Again, only 2 weeks left in the regular season.
And your Champion Store Report is brought to you by Donald Ross Sportswear, your hometown premium golf apparel company. Find us online at donaldross.com or at your local PGA Professionals Pro Shop. This week's event is the Boeing Classic out in the Seattle area at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, and your leader is Rory Sabatini at 7 under, followed by Jerry Kelly and some other names. We got Steve Flesh, Tim Herron, and Darren Clark in the hunt.
All right, now time for our LPGA report brought to you by NUTRL. Keep it tasty, Buffalo. The ladies this week, they're at the Standard Portland Classic out in Portland, Oregon at Columbia Edgewater Country Club. And on top of the leaderboard right now, Arpichaya Yubal from Thailand, minus 12. 3-way tie for the lead, including Haijing Choi, Sophia Schubert, and Paraji Arakanukan. They are all one shot back at minus 11. Rose Zhang is amongst the group at minus 9. No Melanie Green this week.
That was excellent pronunciation, Brian. That was very, very difficult.
I was doing my best on those names. But yeah, there's our look around the PGA Tour leaderboard. We're going to get our Western PGA tip of the week here coming up with Jeff. Also, as I mentioned, we're here for 2 hours at Gowanda Country Club. We're going to talk a little bit of Bills, too. Sal Capaccio, who is at the stadium now, settling himself in, of course, from our flagship station, WGR here, or from WGR, covering the Bills for us. He's going to check in from the stadium.
Yep. I'm excited to watch today. You know, I'm a Bills fan. You know, that's my passion other than golf. And, you know, preseason, whatever. I still want to watch Buffalo Bills players out there playing football against somebody else.
Yeah. So Bills. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. And, you know, we're going to get to see Josh slinging it around for 4 or 5 plays. Yeah. I doubt he's going to sling it around, but we're going to see Josh.
Yeah. And the most important thing for Josh today is just walk off the field.
Correct. Yes.
Most important thing
for everybody on the Bills team.
That's right. So anyway, we got an extra hour here today, and then Joe Cali and the rest of the pregame show team will take it all the way up until kickoff. We got a game cast during the game, and then a post-game show as well. So I think Brad Ryder's on the post-game as well. So we got a lot to get to here. So we're going to be local. We've been with you here from Gowanda Country Club from 7 a.m. on our beautiful patio. If you want to check out our stream at T2G Buffalo, we're live right now on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Twitter. You can check that out as well. We've got some more golf to get to here along the way, and we'll also talk some Bills. But we're here on the patio, and just a beautiful scene behind us here. They're brand new short game practice facility area, Jeff.
And the sun's shining, and you see golfers. There's young kids playing this morning. They must have a nice policy for letting kids play in the morning. I mean, it's just a welcoming, warm, beautiful place to play golf in. And it's just, it's like we talked about, that professional created an atmosphere of golf around here, and it's a great golf club.
A great day today to play golf. Great day to go to the Bills game.
Yeah, what else you want out of life?
People could do both. People are sure setting up their tailgates right now. If you're listening to us at your tailgate out in Orchard Park right now, thanks. We appreciate you. You're going to get some Bills and golf here over the course of the next hour here as we're live from Gowanda Country Club. And we'll get Jeff's tip of the week here coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, good day for a Bills game, right? Yeah, we get to see the stadium for the first time, get to see the grass turf.
I mean, if you listen to WGR all week, you know the stadium was a huge topic for people. Right. Some of it, I know, maybe some negative with obstructed views and things like that. Yep. I was at the open practice on Saturday, so I'll give you my thoughts here. First of all, the place is gorgeous. You walk in, you feel like you're in a palace. I love even just the entrance area. I know this has been a common theme, but you've got all the cool things on the outside of the stadium, the buffaloes, that family circle with all the numbers and everything. And then you go through security, and then there's like another ring of space and concessions and other activities that you can do. And then you finally go in with your ticket. So I like the way that does that. I know one of the major complaints about the old stadium was that it took forever to get in. And now this is going to alleviate that, I think, quite a bit.
I think a lot of people, we have so much nostalgia with the old stadium. You know, I've personally been at that stadium for a million games and seen, I was at the comeback. I've been all those things, and all of a sudden it's a new home, right? And getting used to it's going to be a little weird, excuse me, but it's going to be awesome. And the benefits, and just I know a little bit about the design. I've been following it on TV as much as possible. I'm going on Tuesday morning to the practice, so I'm looking forward more so to see the stadium. The world's going to see Buffalo in a little different light now with the stadium, and when they watch the games, can you talk about even the sound systems and everything else is supposed to be on par with one of the best stadiums in the world right now. I know there's always going to be something wrong. You're never going to make everybody happy. As a golf professional, you make a ruling. Sometimes somebody gets a penalty shot they may not have liked, but those are the deals. But that stadium, there's been a lot of work went into it, and I'm super excited just to see where our team is going to be playing for the next at least 30 years.
Yeah, it's clearly right now, at the top of the stadiums in the NFL in terms of its just like its look, the technology, all that sort of stuff is so much better. Even just little things like, if you're on your phone, it actually works in the stadium, unlike the other one when it couldn't work at all.
Restrooms.
The restrooms are beautiful. The concourses are the open concourse. It feels like you're literally at a baseball game where you can see right through. A lot of stadiums have that in baseball where you can walk the concourse, but also see the field. And I think that's just a huge advantage. I mean, when you went into the concourse, you were shut off the game. Before,
and it was now dark and damp.
And cold, and now that's not going to be the case anymore. So I think that part's really, really nice. The color scheme in there, I mean, you knew it was the Bills Stadium, of course, at the old Highmark, but the red of the blue seats, the scoreboard, the imaging, even just all the local ties with the naming of the concession stands and some of the other things that they have in there, whether it's the Peace Bridge, the broken table, all these sort of things that they have throughout the concourse. It definitely makes you feel like you're a Bills fan. I know up in the 400s, they have some really, really cool designs coming up there with banners, and a lot of the artwork I thought was tremendous walking through like the club levels and some of these other areas. So some nice personal touches that obviously the other stadium necessarily didn't have. And, the other stadium was built in the early 70s. Like, so obviously that wasn't necessarily a part of it then, but some of the touches that they went with right now are good. I know still there's going to be people, the obstructed seats. I'm sure the Bills have reached out. They said that they're working on that. If there is some sort of thing that was totally unexpected, I know when I went through our family has tickets, they had they showed some images of, hey, if you're here, this is what you might see, or this, all that sort of stuff. So, and it's not unique to Highmark Stadium in Buffalo. There are a lot of other stadiums that have these areas like that. So I don't think it's a Buffalo thing. So the backlash on that, I understand it. If you didn't know about it, I get it.
Yeah.
But going in It's not unique to the stadium.
But I've spoken to people out of town, and they think that's the overall impression of our
like
stadium.
that every stadium, every seat in there now is bad, right?
And you talk to the flair, the flavor that is the Buffalo, and how they've made it personal to the town of Buffalo. You know, Frank Cravota is the designer. He's a local person. Known Frank his whole life. If you think of the lion on Elmwood, he did that when he was in high school. He designed 716. You know, he's the Bills. He works, and I know he had a very strong. He's a local person. And he has a strong connection to the city. And I remember talking to him a while ago on how he said it's going to be a Buffalo centric. And they talked about this is a stadium for Buffalo. This is not for any other. It's not a I mean, it's very corporate now, obviously, as you move up, but it's a Buffalo theme, Buffalo flavor for the people in Buffalo. They still kept the tailgating. You know, it's going to be different because everything's a little different, but you kept the atmosphere that is Buffalo, and for our team, it's a football stadium first, is my understanding.
Yeah, and I know also, you know, what else was negative this week? People didn't like the new Nickel City jerseys. I don't love them that much either, but they're going to wear them twice and maybe once next year, and then they'll be gone. So
yeah, and if we win them, we'll love them. Like I got one of those shirts last year, the snow ones, the Blizzard. We lost. I don't want to wear the shirt again. Yeah, if we're wearing it again and we start winning, I'll start wearing it.
It's a part of sports now.
Yeah,
people have third jerseys, alternate jerseys, these different it's just it's a part of it. You're gonna love some of them, you're gonna hate some of them. I think, you know.
Yeah, but we have Josh Allen, so everything's okay.
As long as number 17 still goes out there, that's gonna be a good thing. Yeah, I think, you know, Allen's going to play today. We don't know for how long. How important it is that the starters play today.
Mm-hmm.
I think is it a little bit more important this year because of new defensive scheme for sure. New defensive coordinator with Jim Leonard.
Being interesting to get a glimpse at what the defense is going to, just how it frames out when they set up for their basic fundamental defense. Now it's going to be a different look, right?
Yeah, and we know Jim Leonard's defenses have played a little bit more man defense, been a little bit more aggressive. Now we might not see that today necessarily,
but you'll see that
because of the preseason. But you're right, the scheme itself.
You'll see how, you know, instead of 4-3, 3-4, it'll be discernible if you watch some football that how that'll change a little bit with those stand-up linebackers. It'll be interesting to watch people like Landon Jackson transformed himself. What's he going to look like in his uniform out there? All those things that a lot of people haven't seen because we really haven't seen the Bills on TV.
Yeah. And a lot of the rookies who have had a pretty good training camp, for the most part, this draft class has gotten pretty good rave reviews overall.
Yeah, don't you want to watch our 4th-round receiver run some routes and see what he looks like in a uniform, and see if Dalton Kincaid's moving well, and
Keon Coleman.
Yep.
Right. I mean, we know he obviously had an offseason that he would probably like to move on from and start to maybe get some positive vibes going his way.
And it's also always interesting for me in the preseason to watch when those players get out. So that's that's basically your depth chart and how many reps they get and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of a tell early in the season, maybe what they think of certain players at certain positions. So that'll be interesting because that starts up the camp battles. If you're getting out late in the second half, then that's probably not a good sign.
Yeah, DJ Moore, we know, has had a really good training camp and has had some highlight reel plays. It seems as though him and Josh Allen had some really good chemistry early on. We know Khalil Shakir, sure-handed receiver, like, okay, there's a nice, they are established as 1 and 2 for sure. But then after that, Josh Palmer, who was battling injuries all last year, has had a good camp. So, how does he fit all into this mix here? I think Coleman and Palmer and maybe how they can contribute. If both of them can maybe have higher end seasons for them, then maybe the Bills receiving core can be one that actually is beneficial. Unlike last year where it felt like it was a huge detriment to this team, including in the playoff games where we know it was issues. They had a ton of injuries too. They're signing free agents all over the place to try to see if they could find something that stuck. Valdez Scantling, Claypool, other guys like this. None of these worked out.
A lot of second round picks.
We know Brandon Cooks, of course, involved in the controversial play in Denver. Where did he catch it? Did he not? All that. I mean, all these things, you hope ultimately more established players.
Well, what do we know? I watch a lot of NFL as everybody does, but I'm not focusing on him. I watch a lot of Bills. Now to see him in our uniform, what does that look like? Is that the solution that we needed at receiver? That's what we're all hoping, right?
Yes.
We'll get our first glimpse today, but it's a little early to tell. And but it is exciting to have football back. It'll be fun to see the people in the parking lot, getting ready for the game, getting tailgating, just getting that spirit. Yeah. People are going to be firing up grills. See, play golf this morning, watch the Bills in the afternoon, and you grill at night. That's a good day.
Yeah. I would, if I wasn't doing the show tomorrow morning, I'd have the 8 a.m. tea time right now.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously with listening to Tee2Green in the cart,
Yeah,
course.
well, of
And,
course you are.
Hopefully everybody's listening to Tee2Green in the cart if you're on the golf course right now.
Or in the parking lot.
That's right. Or if you're tailgating in the parking lot, and then the Bills game for sure going on there. But yeah, so Allen is going to play. We don't know for how long. Joe Brady said anybody that was healthy is going to play. Now, again, it could just likely be one series, and that's fine. Does it matter how much? I've definitely gotten more toward the starters don't need to play in the preseason when you are an established veteran. Now, Bryce Young's going to play for Carolina today. Young has been a guy
that's a different story.
That's been up and down. We know the Panthers, they squeaked into a division title last year. Remember, an 8-9 NFC South championship. And they almost upset the Rams in the first round of the playoffs last year, who I thought were as good as anybody, the Rams, with the way they were playing. And Bryce Young will be another topic across the league that is going to be on display here today at Highmark Stadium. I think with, is he going to be the guy going forward for the Panthers? I think this is obviously kind of a big year for him that he can push forward to kind of maybe springboard off of that success last year. And he's supposed to play today too. So that'll be good to at least see whoever the Bills have out there on defense. Like, you're going to at least get Carolina starters on offense against you.
Yeah, you're going to get the ones versus the ones, except maybe with our defensive backfield, right? So we're a little thin there. So we're going to see some names we may not see during the season playing in the defensive backfield early in the game and probably throughout most of the game. But yeah, it's nice to see the other athletes from the other teams. And but preseason's preseason, and it is what it is. And I agree with you. I'm of the ilk if you've been playing in the NFL for this long, you don't need too many reps in a preseason game.
Yeah, we're going to have Sal Capaccio live from Highmark Stadium coming up in 15 minutes at 8:30. So hope you can be with us then. Hope you're enjoying our second hour here, Tee2Green. We're at Gowanda Country Club, and we're happy to be with us here today. If you missed earlier in the show during the first hour, you can go backwards on our live stream. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube at T2G Buffalo. We'd love if you don't follow us normally to do so. And congratulations, by the way. If you've ever been to Gowanda, you've probably gotten the friendly greeting and smile in the pro shop from PGA Pro Paul Lagone. He announced today that he'll be retiring at the end of this year after 41 years of serving Gowanda and the PGA here in Western New York. So
6-7 days a week for 41 years. Yeah, anybody that's walked through the store to play golf here has met Paul.
That's right. So anyway, lots of Bills here, but we want to get also our Western New York PGA tip of the weekend here. We sprinkle in some golf here as well from Jeff Meadis. Brought to you by the Western New York PGA, which has one goal: promoting and growing the game of golf today, tomorrow, and beyond. All right, if you've played at Gowanda here before, you know you've got to have good distance control because the greens are smaller and they're elevated, and missing a green can mean a very, very challenging up and down attempt upcoming. We talked earlier with Kevin Sylvester in our first hour. Scotty Scheffler is rolling. Why has Scotty Scheffler dominated golf? I mean, he hits it far, but they all do. Is he the most accurate off the tee? No. Is he always the best putter? No. But what has he been lights out at the last 3 years? It's his distance control, his kind of, I guess,
proximity to the hole.
The phrase we like people use on the golf course is I'm pin high with my shot. He's very, very good at being pin high. Even if he's a little left or he's a little right, he tends to be very good with, hey, if I'm 135 to the pin, he's usually hitting it just about that 135 distance. Why is Scheffler so good at that, and how can I get so good at that? Let's talk about that.
You're the same type of athlete.
That's true.
Yes. So it should happen easily for you, Brian. But basically, you know how many times you hit a shot, it's right on line of pin, you think you stuffed it, and then you get there, it's 10 yards long or whatever, and you don't have that really close birdie putt that you thought, but you miss one a little right or left, but it's pin high, and you've got a great look. So controlling your distance, I always start controlling your distance. You can't control your distance if you can't control your trajectory. And controlling your distance comes from solid contact with your irons. So we work with the TrackMan at GolfDojo. You always want to have a descending blow on your irons. You want to hit down like 3 to 5 degrees, hit the ball, bend the turf. So the
divot should be after.
Yeah, the divot should always be after. The low point of your club, where it reaches the bottom of its arc, needs to be in front of the golf ball for the most part. 99% of shots and players. And what that does is that compresses the ball and squeezes it into the face properly, the way the golf clubs are designed. Allows the club to hit the ball properly. You don't want to catch it on the upswing and stuff like that. That's thin, or if you hit too much turf, that's fat. So and then controlling your trajectory. So your average player just hits up and they try to hit it hard, or they try to hit it high with a wedge. I've always liked, if I can control how high I hit it, I control how far it's going to carry. Sometimes you throw it a little higher up in the air, it's going to come up a little bit shorter, right? Because the ball tends to have a little bit more spin. It a little lower, it gets on the ground quicker. So when you're on the range or you're in a TrackMan facility, TrackMan, you can measure the height of the shot. So go and hit shots and try to hit all the clubs the same height. It's hard on the range because visually it's deceiving because your driver might go 110 feet, your wedge might go 110 feet, but your driver's reaching 110 feet further down range, right? So work on hitting lower shots, higher shots. Make sure that you're hitting the ball then the ground. Getting on that forward leg earlier sometimes helps to get that club head to hit the ball then the ground, to get on to move forward instead of move back. How many times you see people finish hanging back and they finish on their back foot and their left foot's off the ground or whatever? They're usually bottoming out behind the ball, and that's a hard way to control the distance. So work on hitting the ball then the ground, work on controlling your trajectory, and find a way to know your carry numbers, right? And day to day, it's going to change. If it's hot and humid or hot and dry, the ball's going to go further. If it's cold and humid, ball's not going to go as far. But if you have that baseline, then you can do it. And then always be aware too where the pin is. So if you're, say I'm between a 6 and a 7 iron, and I go with my 6 iron, well, I want that pin to be in the middle or so there's a little room behind. I don't want to be too far. Being cognizant of where the pin is going to help you. If it's in the front, I can hit a little extra club. I'm long. If it's in the back, I can hit a little shorter club. If I'm short, it's okay. So those kind of things will help you hit more greens, hit the ball pin high, and don't always rip at it. Watch the tour players. They have so much rhythm when they're hitting those irons. If you have a 6 iron in your hand, you can't hit your 5 iron. Don't try to hit it harder.
You think it's a common problem that people still just don't take too much club? They're always kind of going with their max.
They see 7 iron or they see 150 and they grab an 8 iron because they perceive they're supposed to hit it 150, but the wind may be in their face. It may be uphill. It may be downhill. All those factors that you take in that you talked about, caddies, tour player conversations, that's what you're deciding. How far is this actually going to play? See, a lot of people now have the rangefinders with the slope, which are illegal in tournaments, just so you know. Still, so that's a great way when you're going around the golf course for a couple times to get used to it. Once you understand or you use those a couple times, that slope starts to be easier to figure out. You can guesstimate it a little bit better. But understanding your yardage, clean contact, and controlling your trajectory are my 3 keys to trying to hit a pin high as much as possible.
All right, good stuff here with Jeff with his Western New York PGA tip of the week. Again, westernnewyork.pga.com. If you want to get your son or daughter signed up for junior golf, we always encourage you to go there. They've got junior tour, which, by the way, good luck to all the participants today. Day 2 at Stafford today.
Your son's in the hunt. Yes, he's in the hunt.
I think he's tied for 3rd or 4th.
I think he's 3 shots back.
3 shots back. He shot
at Stafford Country Club.
He shot a good round yesterday at Stafford, so I'll be walking that later this afternoon.
Yeah, then he's got PGA Junior League. He's an active golfer.
Two teams to congratulations to. The 17U team, Buffalo North, advanced to the Northeast Regionals, and
which
then
is Drumlins and
Syracuse, and then the 13U team from Erie, the Erie All-Star team, Erie, PA. They're going to be the 13U rep for Western
PGA, which Erie is a part of our section. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. All the way east side of Rochester, all the way to Erie, PA, right?
That's right. Yep. That's our region.
Covers a lot of ground there. So they had the PGA Junior League All-Star event at Fox Valley this on Thursday.
Yeah, and that's fun, and the kids are having so much fun playing golf in that, so that's great.
Speaking of kids having fun, I know just because I'm getting ready too for my season. High school golf season starts on the 24th, so we are 8 days away.
I've noticed an uptick in junior lessons lately. Yes, hey coach, we got tryouts coming up.
Yeah, I know a couple high schools play here. Eden, Lakeshore hosts here at Gowanda.
So, I was here last year for the sectionals. We're here.
It was the ECIC championship.
The ECIC championship. Yep. Watching some of the kids play.
Yeah, they hosted it here last year. So, kudos to all the courses that are going to. There's so many courses and pros that work with the local high school.
Yep.
I know I coach at Sweet Home. We're at Brighton, and everybody over there is so great to host golf. And this is, if you are a member at a course or if you're a regular at a course, I'll give you the heads up. On Monday the 24th, tryouts start for all high school golf across Western New York. So if you see some golfers around and high schoolers, I know I tell my team to interact properly with the members and others. But thank you from a high school golf coach, because there's members and regular golfers and pass holders.
They're giving up
their tee times to let high schoolers play. And whether they're a beginner or the best high school player in the area, it doesn't matter. We're really appreciative of the time that everybody gives.
And if you're frustrated, just remember that conversation we had with Paul earlier. What did Paul bring up when his memory of golf? Playing with his dad probably 50 something years ago. And you remember being a kid and how exciting it was to play golf, and just put yourself in those shoes. Remember, these kids are excited, and they're the future of the game, and we got to keep supporting that.
Yeah. And the best part of us seeing this growth, I mean, Paul mentioned how their membership has grown and the participation has grown, the business has grown, is because it's younger than it's ever been.
Well, golf's become more accessible. A lot of the old stereotypes about golf being stodgy and this, and we still respect the game. We still have manners. We still take our head off. Yeah, but
I'll say I'm 48. I feel like I was on the fringe of maybe that access changing, but I remember growing up, like, access to playing at a lot of courses, like, it still was a challenge to figure it out.
It used to be men and women. Now it's
Right.
primary memberships. Anybody can go out on the weekend mornings at most clubs. And I remember working at a local country club, one of the really nice ones. Women weren't allowed on the property on Wednesday. They couldn't come in and get their clubs.
Crazy.
It's insane. And now women are 51% of our population. They're playing so much more golf. Kids are playing more golf. I love seeing more and more people. We run programs in the city and stuff. Just introducing more and more people to the game is why we do this show, right? Why you become a PGA professional, why you're a head professional, because you love golf, and it's fun to see, and it's fun. It's been fun to me watch your son get into golf and now wants to be in the industry and playing so well this summer and growing as a player and growing as a young man. And I think they go hand in hand with when you learn to play golf.
Yeah. And now my favorite part of golf is playing with him.
Yeah.
Because it's father-son time, and we're on the golf course. I mean, what could be better?
Yeah, I remember the first time I beat my dad. It didn't take long. Yeah, I was pretty young, but yeah, you still remember all those things. Yeah,
absolutely. So, yeah, Western New York PGA, westernnewyork.pga.com. Again, if you want to get involved in the game, you can also take lessons with Jeff over at GolfDojo.
Yeah, we love teaching. That's what we do. We use a lot of nice technology, and we have a really good setup for it, and getting pretty good at it. And you're look for the PGA professional. If you can't get to GolfDojo, look for someone who's a PGA professional to give you your lesson, because they've invested themselves in getting better at that.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a time out here from Gowanda. Again, our visit today to Gowanda Country Club is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, so we appreciate that. PGA Pro Paul Agone and Superintendent Rick Johnson have welcomed us here nicely here today. Our second hour, we've got some golf, we've got some Bills, and we'll do a little bit of both. Sal Capaccio is at Highmark Stadium, and he's going to join us next. We'll talk a little golf and a little Bills with Sal when we return here on Tee2Green. We appreciate you being with us. With PGA Pro Jeff Venus, I'm Brian Colziel, Dan Dale producing on the WGR side, Jeff Blank producing on our video side. Check out the video stream, guys, at YouTube, on Instagram, on X. Our beautiful backdrop here, we're on the patio at Tee2G Buffalo. Timeout from Gowanda Country Club. We'll be back with Sal from Highmark Stadium with the Bills' first preseason game coming up right after this on Tee2Green. 8:32 is the time. We welcome you back. Special 2-hour Tee2Green here live from Gowanda Country Club. Our visit to Gowanda brought to you by our friends at Michelob Ultra. I'm Brian Coldy along with PGA Pro Jeff Meadis. We're happy to be here on the beautiful patio on a gorgeous day for golf, gorgeous day for a Bills game, gorgeous day for anything. And we're happy to talk a little golf and football here with our, of course, WGR Bills beat reporter Sal Capaccio, who joins us now here on WGR and, of course, on our video stream at T2G Buffalo. Sal, good morning.
And Sal can whip it around a golf course pretty good. We played.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Highmark Stadium for the first actual game here for the Buffalo Bills.
That's right. Yes, Sal. So tell us a little of the scene here. We know people were obviously in there for the open practice, the return of the blue and red last week, but this is now a real game here today.
Yeah, for sure. And, it's going to be a little bit different from the game entertainment and presentation standpoint, I'm sure. A lot of that was, going on during the open practice that was happening last week. But this is an actual game. It's not only a preseason game for the people here. It's preseason for the refs too. They say things like that. Well, it's preseason for everybody here at Highmark Stadium, and it's the first time everybody's going to go through an actual game process. So everything is the same as a regular season rule, right? As far as clock and timeout. So we'll feel all that out today. It's also a chance for a lot of people to come to the stadium who might not during the regular season. I've talked to a lot of people who said, "Yeah, I'm going to preseason game. I'm taking my kids. I don't have season tickets. It's my first chance to get in there." Maybe they weren't here last week. So it's sunny right now. I'm in my spot in the press box, and I will tell you, because the sun rises in the east, and I'm not kidding you, like that sun is hitting right down on that press box in that west side right now, but it will head over the overhang probably by about game time. I'm actually super
interested in how the sun moves and changes throughout the season, because that's actually a big deal when it comes to weather and football and those kinds of things.
So what's the early report on, are the people in the parking lots? What's the atmosphere outside the facility right now? Is it too early, or is it what's your impression as you came in this morning?
It was an easy drive for me in this morning. Now, I got here at about 8 a.m. It was an easy drive in for me. But I would tell you guys, because of the new parking configuration where the media is, I don't get to see a lot of the tailgating going on like I might have before, where we were at the old stadium across the street. So I can't really tell you and speak on exactly what it's like outside in the lots right outside where the fans are.
Right.
But it was a pretty easy drive in for me, and everything went pretty smooth. And I think that's a positive so far. But that was pretty early, obviously.
Yeah. Sal, we know the starters are supposed to play today. We don't know how long, maybe a little bit more heavily on the defensive side. What's your opinion on what's the right amount that they should be playing today?
None. I don't like starters playing much in the preseason. I get it. I understand why. I think this is a unique circumstance. I really do. Because you do want to play in your home stadium a little bit to figure out, because you're going to be playing, 8 regular season games here. You want to make sure that, you understand where the play clock is, where the game clock is, the sight lines for the sidelines to the bench. All those kinds of things matter. But obviously, I think the most important thing about anything is getting out without injuries. And the only way to really prevent that is to not play anybody. Those are already dealing with injuries to several key players. They won't play today, but Joe Brady said anybody who's healthy will be playing today, and that includes Josh Allen. So to me, I never like it. You want to make sure you get out of preseason healthy and get into regular season, but you can also try to mitigate that by, making sure that Josh isn't put in harm's way, and I'm sure they'll do their best that they can there. We'll see. We'll see exactly how much the starters play. It could be a couple plays, could be a series, could be a quarter, but we do know that anybody who's healthy, as Joe Brady said, is going to play.
I know you're at all the practices and you see a lot more than everybody else, or a lot of us do. What is there someone you'll be have your eye on today, or someone some new player besides DJ Moore and the obvious players? Is there anybody that's turned heads that you're going to have an extra eye on as you watch the game today?
Yeah, for sure. I think a few of the rookies, Caleb Elarmzor is one of the first ones that comes to mind. I mean, he's going to have an opportunity here to try and win a starting linebacker job. And we're going to be watching to see how that unfolds between him and Dorian Williams. Obviously, Terrell Bernard in the middle. I wouldn't expect him to take, that spot. Terrell Bernard was, paid last year. He's a team captain. He's been the middle linebacker. He seems like he's healthy now. So I think there's a battle for that other spot between Caleb Elarmzor and Dorian Williams. Now with Maxwell Harrison out, we're also going to be looking at IGB, Davison Igbinosun. And, he was a second-round pick, highly drafted corner. But I like this kid, Kenai Walker, a lot, an undrafted free agent who's come in. And I think that he has a chance to steal a backup corner job. So we'll see if he can kind of, figure his way in there. I don't know. We'll see Skylar Bell today. He's been out a little bit. So, that gives an opportunity again. We've seen Keon Coleman for a couple of years. It's not like he's a rookie, but you'd like to see him, develop some chemistry early with Josh here. In a first preseason game, if he's going to get some opportunity on the field.
Sal Capaccio live at Highmark Stadium. Brian Koziel and PGA Pro Jeff Beatus here. We're live on Tee2Green for a second hour at Gowanda Country Club here today, talking some golf and some Bills. Of course, the Bills and the Panthers at 1 p.m. today, the first of the 3 preseason games out at Highmark Stadium. Beautiful day. Sal already in the press box here and ready to go to cover the game for us here today along WGR. All right, Sal, so this preseason game today here, too, I know obviously it's also the debut of Joe Brady and his first crack at it here. What is like a proper breakdown of Joe Brady in a preseason game here? Like it's officially his debut as head coach.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how, he navigates the starters, number one, because I think that is something about a head coach in preseason. We've seen a lot of coaches go away from playing them a lot. But then when it comes to the game, they're going to keep it vanilla, guys. We know that. And as much as Joe Brady, I don't think that necessarily clock management can be totally criticized or praised during a preseason game. You might kind of want to do different things along the way just to put your guys in certain situations. You can't gain it from that. I think more for me, it's not Joe Brady. It's maybe Jim Leonard. Now, we also know Jim Leonard's not going to show much, but it is our first chance to see this defense. It's a defense we haven't seen in really 9 years of Sean McDermott's defense. This is going to be a change now, and this is the first chance we see it. We're not going to see a lot of the exotic stuff. They're going to be running week 1 in Houston. But to me, that's going to be the side of the ball I'm going to focus on some of the kind of nuances of the coaching angle today that we're going to see something different.
Okay, good stuff there. Sal, I know you're excited to be back at Highmark Stadium, but you also earlier this week, I know you shared some pictures. You were at Cooperstown. I know if you're a baseball parent listening, I know some people have made that trip to Cooperstown. How was that with you and Max?
I have to be honest, guys. It was maybe the most amazing, coolest experience of a week I've ever had coaching youth sports. I've coached a lot of youth sports at all levels, especially to be a coach and to share that with my son. Absolutely incredible. Anybody who has an opportunity when your child is 12 years old playing baseball, it's only 12U, that's it. You can't go when you're 11U unless you play up. You can't go when you're 13, that's it. It's the last true Little League year. And if you have an opportunity, yes, it's a lot of money to fundraise. There's no doubt about it. But oh my gosh, I can't even explain to you that we could do hours and hours of podcasts just telling you the coolest parts of it. And staying in the barracks with the kids. I've been back for one night. I was there for 5-6 nights. I already miss it and want to go back and be with those boys again in the barracks because it was unbelievable. We played a lot of baseball. We play out of North Buffalo, Hurdle North Park in Buffalo, Shoshone. And we have 3 teams. My team, my son plays on, we were eliminated yesterday in the first round of our playoff game in our bracket. There is another team from our park that won 2 playoff games yesterday. Now they're in another game today. So they're still playing and they're there. My son stayed there with my wife. So they're going to watch their team. Last night was a mom's home run derby. There was about 150 moms from all over the 94 teams. And I mean, the opening ceremonies, people bringing fathead to the kids and the smoke going off. There was fathead to the moms at the home run derby last night. Unbelievable complex. 94 teams, 12 different fields. We played a game at 11 p.m. It was incredible.
That's awesome. Very good.
Yeah, imagine the memories those kids had, and you have. That's awesome.
And I know, Sal, I know you're excited for Bill season to start, but I know leading up to it, you got a lot of golf in. I know you and I got to play together a few times. Your golf game's looking pretty good here. I know Jeff Meadis was asking, he's like, how does Sal's swing look? I said, I think you're playing as good as I've seen.
You hit fades. That I remember. There's not a lot of hooks.
I do.
Sal. Yeah.
I don't know really how to hit a hook. I had somebody try to work on me but a little bit, and I got a couple things down, but then it goes a little awry. When I just stay with my game, I know who I am. It's a little bit of a fade. I'm a lefty, goes from right to left. I played some of the better golf of my life this summer, getting out a little bit more, but a couple of tough rounds. But for the most part, I mean, I always say I try to break 90 every time I go out. And I think I did that almost every time except maybe once or twice throughout the summer. So I'm pretty happy about that. Played some fun courses with some great people. Obviously, you included, Brian. Once you get out there and you start, really trying to improve the game a little bit and you get some more reps, it definitely helps. But it was a really good summer of playing, and still some time to play a little bit more before the weather turns, I guess.
That's right. And I know you and Max came to our Duster putting challenge for PGA Hope. So thank you for doing that. That was a fun night too. But it's cool when you get a lot of different people around to have an event like that. Obviously, it could be golf or other sports, but that was a fun night. I appreciate you doing that for us.
It was, and what I was in second place until the last. Yeah, then I finished.
You made the cut. That's right.
Yeah, I did. I think I finished in 8th or 9th out of the 100 people that were there, and then I lost to he even had to be about 15, 16 years old. The kid was incredible. He just two-putted everything during the playoff round, which was great. But that's what it was all about. So hit a few putts. That was fun. You guys did a great job out there. It's always a great time to be a part of that, no doubt. And it's obviously for a great cause.
Yeah, we raised $8,700 for PGA Hope that night, including your help of being a part of it. So, well, Sal, enjoy the first game there today. The weather, they're not going to worry about who's going to get wet today. The weather just looks perfect.
Yeah, it does, no doubt about it, guys. All right, definitely enjoy the game today as well, and we'll be checking in all day on WGO.
Okay, thanks, Sal. Appreciate it.
Sal.
You got it.
All right, Sal Capaccio from the press box at Highmark Stadium. Again, Bills and Panthers will have live coverage here. That's why we're on for the extra hour today. Get a little Bills in as well here.
Live and local,
Pre-game all the way up until the 1 o'clock kickoff. Want to give you a shout out. This week, the Western PGA every year gives out a media representative of the year award winner. And I've luckily gotten it a couple of times. Kevin has gotten it a couple of times, but now you won it this year for promoting the game through media sources here, Jeff. So you're the big winner this year. Congratulations.
I'm the big winner. I'm on your coattails, yours and Kevin's. But no, I appreciate it. We've been doing this show a long time together, the three of us, and now we've added Jeff Blank, who's been a tremendous asset to our show, and we're really proud of what we do. And I hope we bring hope we bring some people some joy on Saturday mornings. At least they get a little golf talk on their way to the course. And yeah, it's been fun to do, and I'm thankful. Yeah, I've been thankful to do it for so long.
Kudos to you.
Thanks.
Not only are you a great teacher and a good PGA pro representing the game, but now look at you're a media star.
Yeah. I love the camera
Don't
part
get too
of this
good.
deal.
You take my job.
Yeah, I'm not worried about. Don't worry about that. Yeah, you're safe.
All right. Congrats, Jeff.
Good
job.
Thank you.
Hey, before we go to break, I want to tell you about a car show that saves lives. If you've maybe heard our partnership with Roswell Park, the Men of WGR, on September 26th, Cruising for a Cure Buffalo Niagara is back, featuring some of the best cars, trucks, bikes in Western New York, and it's a prostate cancer screening event as well. Experts from Roswell Park will be there, and speaking of the Bills, Hall of Fame running back Thurman Thomas will also be there in attendance to say hello. You can take some pictures, talk some Bills with Thurman. Anybody with a prostate age, anybody of age, 45 to 75, we'll encourage you to sign up for this event. Or if you'd be considered high risk, anyone with a family history of prostate cancer, you can sign up as early as age 40. Prostate checks, they're quick, painless, require no prep. You want to register for this event. It's roswellpark.org/cruising for a cure. Again, roswellpark.org/cruising for a cure, or you can call 1-800-ROSWELL. And I'm a part of our Men of WGR team this year that's going to be telling you all different about Roswell Park events this year that we're happy to be partnering with. So again, put that on your calendar. September 26th, Cruising for a Cure Buffalo Niagara is back, presented with the experts from Roswell Park. Okay, time out. When we come back here from Gowanda, we're on the beautiful patio. John Rahm, some news this week. Where's he going to be playing golf next year? And we told you last week about the hole-in-one scandal at this Winghaven Country Club. Well, there's a follow-up this week. Is the guy a member there anymore? Well, we got some details on that here, too, coming up here. Tee2Green, second hour, live on the beautiful patio here at the Country Club, along with PGA Pro Jeff Beatus. I'm Brian Coleshiel. Dan Dale producing back in our WGR studios. Jeff Blank on the video side. Check it out, our stream on X, on Instagram, on YouTube at Tee2G Buffalo. We'll be back to Gowanda Country Club right after this timeout. $8:51 is the time. We welcome you back here. Special edition of Tee2Green for going for 2 hours. Our visit today to Gowanda Country Club. We want to thank our friends at Michelob Ultra for making that possible. And want to thank PGA Pro Paul Agone for joining us here earlier in the show. If you missed it, he has been here for 41 years, announced that he's going to be retiring at the end of the golf season. So congratulations to him. Got some comments coming in. Brad Parker on Instagram said, Paul Agone is the GOAT. Worked for him from 1994 to 1999, inspired to PGA professional for the last 27 years. So congratulations to Paul. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the cooler things when, as a PGA professional, to see your assistants and apprentices and stuff go on to greater success in the industry.
Yeah. Anyway, we've been happy to be here. My good friend Jim Ryan, who's a member here at Gowanda, came by to say hello.
Yep.
He complimentary of the new short game area.
Yeah, who wouldn't be?
He's coming to practice right now.
Yeah, nice. That's what's nice about being a member.
Yeah, you've got a nice spot to practice. Okay, we only got 2 minutes left here. Two stories real quick. John Rahm, according to the Telegraph in England, reporting that Rahm's likely to depart Live Golf at the end of this season. Live sources are basically almost resigned to that news already. A final decision is coming expected to come in the upcoming weeks, but the DP World Tour has been reportedly informed of his intentions. If he goes and plays there next year, then he can rejoin the PGA Tour in 27.
Yes, because he can work points, and then he can start competing again as a professional at the highest level. It'll be exciting for golf to have John Rahm back in the rotation of the regular tour.
Yeah, I mean, we know Koepka's returned.
Yep.
Patrick Reed will return here shortly. He played the
and he's
BT
played well
World this year tour. Yeah,
Yep.
So he'll be back. You know, I mean, in terms of the biggest names, the only one that could be left is Bryson, but he seems to be committed to Live as of this moment.
It might be a financial commitment is probably what it is.
That's right.
Yes.
And everybody's contract is different. So
yes.
Who knows how that's going to play out. And also, last week, we told you the story about this stage setup hole-in-one for a member at Windhaven Country Club. Well, this week, apparently, he got enough pressure, backlash from it that now he's resigned.
How could you ever show your face again? A and
he
B.
parked his car by the hole, told them about this fake phone call that somebody was in the hospital from his family, and then he's like, well, I'll go up and hit real quick. And then he ended his stage the fact that there was a divot on the green and the ball already was in the cup, and my goodness.
Yeah, and how about this? Might be a surprise. There's a rumor he might be a bit of a sandbagger.
Shocking.
Yeah, they don't usually go hand in hand like that, but that's
That's how it goes.
Yeah, you could never show your face again at that club.
I agree.
Anywhere.
Jeff, good show today. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really fun. Really nice place to be.
Yep. GowandaCC.com for membership information. Again, congratulations to Paul Agone, Superintendent Rick Johnson here greeting us, and everybody here, their team from Gowanda. Appreciate you being with us. For Dan Dale producing, Jeff Blank, Kevin Sylvester, PGA Pro Jeff Meadis, I'm Brian Koziel. Tee2Green. We'll talk to you next week right here. Bills coverage continues right after this on WGR.